Guys, we are back with another video, and we're going to be talking about the Bhagavad Gita and how it really just tells a story on how manifesting, what it really is, what manifesting really is, what the observer really is, and how quickly you can attain that understanding and live the way you want to live. Live from a place of truth and understanding, and then let everything unfold. Like for me, like I said, this is a journey content type of thing. Like I know everything's unfolding to exactly what I want. I know everything's unfolding every day. Before I get into that, today what I was doing is like during the trading day, right? And if I'm feeling some sort of emotion, I'm like, that's all good. Like that's part of all that is. But I understand that me looking, like my perspective of that emotion should be, okay, that's an emotion, that's a feeling, that's part of all that is. That means nothing. That doesn't have any effect on me. I'm gonna write down right now, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I'm making so much money, I love that I have so much money right now, everything is great, I'm blessed, etc. I'm writing that down from that understanding that I'm first cause, I'm God, I'm source. What I say goes. I get what I want. That what's appearing as separate from me is not separate from me. I integrate it back into who I am, and then I choose again. And I choose again from that state of truth. All right, let's get into this quote that I was reading last night. I'm on page 65, and I've read this 4 times already. So there's a character named Arjuna, which represents us as the human self. And then there's Sri Krishna as, you could say, Jesus, God. I know if you're religious, yes, they're 2 different people, but if you're not, it's the same metaphorical meaning, that there's a higher power above us, and that we have a relationship with at all times, but we need to really gain that clarity of who we actually are to unveil the real relationship and how we utilize that. So, O Arjuna, detachment from matter is extremely difficult to attain without yoga. But the Muni who is steady in yogic practice attains Brahman very quickly. Okay, so detachment from matter is extremely difficult to attain without yoga, and yoga is that understanding of who you are. It's hard to detach from matter without understanding that you are not tied to any materialistic thing, that you are the observer. But the Muni, the mind, right? The mind who is steady in yogic practice. You could say yogic practice could be anything. I would say yogic practice is continuously remembering your relationship with God, with Krishna, with Jesus, with the Allah, right? Understand that you are one with that source, and that you are choosing from that point of view, in that perspective. You're viewing everything around you from that perspective, continuously being steady in that yogic practice, continuously being steady in affirming and observing the world as God, and then affirming from a place of choosing, not needing anything, because you already have it all right here at your fingertips, because you are God and everything's happening here and now. You are all that is. Everything's happening here now. You get to choose. But the Muni who is steady in yogic practice attains Brahman very quickly. That you attain what you want very quickly. Brahman is this state, or like this place in the book where everything's existing right here, right now. That it's the heaven, right? Your heavenly place to live. I would say that translates to your desires. Attains Brahma very quickly. Your understanding of who you are. You attain that detachment from materialistic things, and you now have the ability to choose from that knowing. Like you have attained the knowing. That's what that is. Let's go on to quote number 2. One who is irrevocably connected. One who is irrevocably connected to the practice of yoga, whose Atma is cleansed of past impurities. Atma is your higher self. That's what that is. Atma is your higher self. So one who is irrevocably connected to the practice of yoga, whose Atma is cleansed of past impurities, right? Who is self-contained and has completely controlled their senses, who sees that all living entities are also Atmas, then even while acting in the world, such a yogi is no longer entangled in material reactions. So once you are connected to the practice of remembering who you are, who you remember, because okay, so you always have a relationship with God, right? So once you are connected to the practice of remembering that you have a relationship with God, that you are one with God, but you get to choose what you want, and that what you want is here and now, and you get to declare that and choose that without any reaction to the outside world by thinking like, oh, I'm saying this, but like, where is it? Or I'm saying this, but the opposite keeps happening. I'm declaring this, but nothing is happening. And how can I say it in front of all these bad circumstances, right? You're connected to that practice of yoga whose Atma is cleansed of past impurities. Now you're saying it. You're declaring who you want to be. You're imagining, you're scripting, whatever, right? But from a place of understanding that you are all that is, that you are God, you're one with Krishna, and you get to choose what you want, that cleanses you of past impurities because now you are not tied to it. You understand that that is a part of all that is, but you can rewrite your past because there's only right now. So when you rewrite your past, you are rewriting who you are defining yourself to be right here, right now. And that is key, that is deep, that is transformative. You are not going to be the same. You will be born again, renewed your mind, because you understand that when you have that relationship with God, but you understand and know that you are able to choose what you want, that everything is happening here and now. You have cleansed you have to cleanse yourself for your past impurities. So whose Atma is cleansed of past impurities, the Atma that is not cleansed of past impurities, your higher self that is not cleansed of past impurities, is you believing that you are separate from God. Because we had that relationship with God, but we get what we are perceiving. We get what we put our focus on. See that? So when you put your focus on understanding that you are one with God, but you have all that you want right now because God is all that is, and he can get anything at all times. But he's that love. Krishna is the love. Like, you understand that you're not tied to anything, so now you kind of just see everything as, hey, you know what? It's all equal. But what do I prefer? I prefer this, so I'm gonna choose this. One who is cleansed of past impurities, who is self-contained, has completely controlled their senses, right? Not controlling your senses in a trying effort, but you have controlled your senses by understanding that you are one with God. So now what you see, think, feel, hear, and taste, you know that that is not who you are. Like, you are not tied to this material plane, that you are one with God, that you get to choose where you want to be, and that everything's unfolding into that. One who is self-contained and has completely controlled their senses, who sees that all living entities are also Atmas. Everyone around you is connected with God, has a relationship with God. And if you have a relationship with God and they have a relationship with God, then you guys are equals. And you get to see them in a different light. You get to perceive those people as how you would like them to be, how you would like them to show up in your life. And God hears that, and God sends them that message to act in that way, to show up in your life in that way. And you're not controlling them, no. It's more, God is within everybody, but you are living your life in your perspective with your God, right? That is connected to everybody else, and you get to decide how things play out and your relationships between you and those people. So you see, all entities are also Atmas, that then even while acting in the world, Such a yogi is no longer entangled in material reactions. I'm acting right now. I'm like reviewing my trades, but I'm not tangled in the reaction of, let's say, okay, so I know I want to get to like $1 million in profit, but I'm not tangled in the fact that I'm doing this work to try to get there. No, I'm already there, but I'm doing this work as just a perfect unfolding. That it's just part of the process. It's part of that perfect unfolding. I am living my dream life. Everything's unfolding perfectly. I'm living my dream life. Everything is perfect. I'm perfect within all of these circumstances because I understand my relationship with God. I understand that I am God. I understand that I am one with Krishna. That I am not tied to any materialistic things. That I get to choose what I want and it'll show up. I get what I want. I'm not tied to anything materialistic. I'm not overcome by fear, overcome by embarrassment, because I know that I get what I want. I already have it. I already have it. Boom. Let's see if I can go off with one more quote here. While seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, walking, sleeping, and breathing, one who knows these yogic truths, their manas, mind, steady in yoga, says, I'm not the doer of these actions. While talking, defecating, grasping, opening, and closing their eyes, they know that all of these are merely the interactions of their material senses with their material objects. They know that they are the Atma, and that therefore they are only the observer of all of these activities. One who performs all actions without attachment to the outcome, offering all they do into the ultimate reality of Brahman, is like a Padma Patra, which is lotus leaf. They stand untouched above the mud of matter and do not generate future karmic reactions. Think about it. Lotus flower on top of muddy water, or like just a pond on top of everything. You performing all actions without attachment to the outcome. Yeah, I'm performing these actions, just things that I know I need to do, but I'm not attached to the outcome. If I'm going to take a trade tomorrow, I'm not attached to the outcome because I know where I want to be, where I want to live, that I have everything right here, right now, that it's all unfolding perfectly. I'm living within that love of letting the things that I don't want go by focusing on what I do want, because I can focus on what I do want because it's here and now. Because I have it. That's letting go. But these quotes right here, this book right here is a perfect guide into helping you access your mind, access that relationship with God, that understanding, that knowing that you are one with God, that you are not separate from Him or her. You're not separate from Him, and you get to choose what you want because God has it all, and He's given you the ability to do that because you are one with Him. That you are, like Krishna says, that we all have a relationship with Him. It's knowing that we are one with that Supreme Atma. We are an Atma, but He is the Supreme Atma. We are the observer, but He is the Supreme Observer. We have the same powers, same ability to create the reality that we want, to cleanse our past impurities, to not focus on those past impurities, but to focus on the love of what we want, the idealness of what we want. I think I'm gonna do a lot more of these. Every page I read, I'll probably write down a quote and read it out to y'all, because I think this book is full of gems. The Bible is great, but the Bible speaks in very, very metaphorically. I think this is a lot more straightforward. So yeah, guys, it's a great video. Socials will be in the description. We're on our journey. We're making money. Things are looking good. If you stay till this end of the video, see, I manifested, right? What I manifested, everything's perfectly unfolding. I was able to get a mentor to teach me how to trade, but a free mentor. And this mentor is great. Like, the way he trades, it fits my personality. It literally fits my personality. And I'm combining with everything I learned. It fits the way I want to learn, and it fits me. So I'm so excited for how this unfolds. It's gonna unfold perfectly, but I'm really, really excited for the next 2 or 3 years, because I'm gonna be banking. The next thing I want to do is get a new job, get a phenomenal job. And I was going through comments, saw a comment. How do you get a new job, right? This guy said, hey, use the stuff that Think and Grow Rich had in its book. So I'm gonna use that stuff. We're moving up, guys. Things are coming into fruition because I'm getting that understanding. I'm living that way now. In my head, I'm focused on what I want. Even if I'm not focused on what I want, I understand that, okay, if I'm not focused on what I want, and I'm really like deep down in the mud, I'm I understand that I'm putting my focus, and I'm coming from a perspective of being separate from God, that I'm giving this power, saying that this is causing me to act like this is causing me to feel like this is causing me to think that this is why my life is like this, when I need to come from, okay, I'm the cause. So I get to declare and then continuously repeat, and every moment, just every second, just repeat what I want from a place of knowing that I am God, and that what I repeat, it comes into being, because that's a law, that's reality, that's how things are. The Gita says it, Bible says it. It's basic, right? It's just, it makes sense because you are always perceiving something. You're always saying I am to something. You're always giving meaning to something, right? You can give meaning to anything. Like, yeah, people say whatever, that's unrealistic. No, like, the greats gave meaning to their losses, to their bad feelings, to the way they felt when they were down bad. They gave that meaning that means nothing. I'm gonna be the best. So yeah, man, appreciate the new subscribers, all the likes, all the comments. Much love to you guys. Subscribe if you like, and if you're still here, comment, hey man, what are you trying to manifest? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do? And if you understand like what I'm talking about here. But hey, have a wonderful day, guys, and stay blessed.